Good afternoon, Mustangs. Welcome to the first edition of the Millard North Blue View, Millard North's official news broadcast. My name is Jack McFadden, and with me here today is Arnav Pokrell.
In today's episode, we take a look at the return of fans to football games, a new freshman phone policy, and a teacher's triumphant return from a battle with cancer. Earlier this month, Millard North football returned to the field for their first game of the season. Many people were excited to be back, including players, fans, and others. Blue View reporters Sam Marinas and Jaden Paul caught up with those involved in the game.
On August 26th, the Mustangs had their first game of the season and took on the Millard South Patriots at Buell Stadium.
We've been working all season, all summer, just working for this first game.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited because we got a pretty close-knit team that's been kicking butt all summer, and we're just going to have an awesome year.
This wasn't just a typical game, as activity resumed to normal compared to last year's season, which was during the peak of the pandemic. The biggest change was the addition of the student section back at the game.
Well, it was kind of odd last year, playing, especially the gate games. I don't know if they feel them, but they hear them. And it's pretty special when you get about 8,000 people there.
It wasn't just the football team who missed the fans, as many other activities that participate at the football games were happy to have the fans back.
A big part of band is our community outreach. So being able to perform a show that we've worked long and hard on and really get out in the community and show them what we all do and what band brings to Millard North, it was awesome.
Last year not having student section and only certain parents, it was weird performing and it wasn't half as fun, but this year it's way more fun.
The hard hat Ryan Fleck chose blue out for the first theme of the year. He also led lots of different cheers to get the crowd excited.
So many students showed up. The only thing anybody would ever talk about on Friday was the football game. All the parents came. It was awesome. The Millard North community really showed up for the Mustangs.
Whenever you make a sack or you score a touchdown, to have your fans cheer for you is amazing.
The Mustangs took a hard defeat, losing 13-55. But the impact of that first game being normal was worth more than winning for lots of students.
Even for dance team, us out there for 2 minutes, it makes the world of a difference. So I can only imagine having to play for 2 hours because a crowd cheering for everything you do just makes you want to keep doing better.
This has been Samantha Marinas and Jaden Paul for the Blue View.
Starting this year, there have been rising concerns about how often students are on their phones. Millard North has decided to create a new policy that will hopefully improve classroom focus. Blue View reporter Gabe Miller has decided to take a closer look behind the scenes.
With the advent of a new school year, the school issued a policy for incoming freshmen that required them to put the phones away. We checked in with teachers and students to learn about its rules and gather opinions about it.
Because the policy is already in place, and because we have the freshman success team already in place, we wanted to look at something we could do that would have an immediate benefit for students, and that was to put the phones away.
Each freshman teacher might do something a little different. We talked with Mrs. Hazer about her unique phone policy.
I'm mandated. I have the little phone holder thing in my, I have it, but I decided to continue using what I've done in the past. And if that doesn't work, then I'm going to try the pocket thing that they gave us. So I have a phone prison and I basically put a phone in here if it's becoming disruptive. Honestly, they've been so good so far. I haven't really had to use it. But if I have to, I will.
Teachers aren't the only ones adapting to this new set of rules. We talked with freshman Carson Kay about his opinion on the phone policy.
I don't like it, obviously, but I think it's important. I don't think anybody likes the rule, but obviously it needs to be a thing. That way kids pay attention, get good grades, and do well in class.
Even though the phones are put away, that doesn't mean they're not going to be used. Some teachers use them for in-class activities.
I want to make sure that all my students and all my classes have their phones put away. Sometimes on work days, maybe we'll listen to music. If we're doing some sort of activity, maybe a Kahoot or some interactive activity, students can have their phones out, but I try to keep it fairly strict.
With the Blue View, this has been Gabe Miller.
As students and teachers go back to school this fall, we're reminded of just how long it's been since we've seen each other. For most of us, this past year went by in a blur. But for one teacher, this past year was a life-changing journey. As students come back to Millard North this fall, one teacher stands out from the rest. Over the summer, French teacher Ryan Follinger had a battle with cancer. We caught up with Mr. Follinger to learn more about his cancer journey.
The cancer story kind of started back in November, and I was just gone for 2 or 3 days for a surgery. The doctors told me that that surgery took care of everything and that I wouldn't need treatment. During spring break, I got the news that I was going to actually need chemotherapy treatment, and then I came back one day and just shared it with my classes, and that was the hardest part.
While he was gone, some of his students decided to get together and show him support as he got through treatment.
A bunch of us juniors, when I was a junior at the time, and then some of the seniors, we decided that we wanted to do something because we knew that Follinger was going to be going through something pretty tough. And so we wanted to make it a little bit easier for him. And so we just found a couple of things that we felt like would make his cancer process a little easier.
Different students had different ideas about what we could put in the care package. Some students had ideas about drawing supplies and food. We all just had different ideas and it all came together in the end.
We also had made 1,000 cranes because that symbolizes peace and one very lucky wish. And so we were hoping that that would bring him some luck and some ease into his journey.
After the gift box was complete, he received the package and was thoroughly surprised.
Mrs. Marlott sent me a text one day and she said, "Hey, some of your students put together a little care package for you." And I was like, "Oh, how nice, a little care package." And then when she actually showed up and delivered it, she pulled this thing of 1,000 cranes out, and I was just like, "What even is that?" And then she, gift bag after gift bag with everything that you need to get through chemotherapy. It's stuff to keep me busy drawing stuff because I like to draw. Chemo equals a lot of downtime as well. So stuff to pass the time. I just couldn't believe it. Same thing. As I was opening all the presents and reading everything and looking at everything, I couldn't help but tear up a little bit again.
And he sent us a message on Google Classroom, and he sent us pictures of him opening it. He sent his cat playing with the cranes.
We were just really excited to know that he enjoyed the stuff that was in the care package.
And it just made me really happy. I think I almost cried when I saw it.
Now, Mr. Follinger is back in school and teaching the French classes that he missed so dearly.
I couldn't wait to come back to school. I started feeling better and feeling myself and getting my energy back in about mid-July. And I had been gone from school for 4 months, When I was coming back to school, I couldn't wait to see, all the students that I had the last couple of years, get to know new ones. I missed teaching. I missed using my energy. I missed having a purpose, waking up at in the morning and having something to go do. So I couldn't wait, and I'm super happy to be back.
It's great having him back in the classroom, and you can tell that he still has all the energy that he had before, and it just feels like we're back to where we were last year.
For the Millard North Blue View, this has been Jack McFadden and Arnoff Pokrell.
Thanks for watching, Mustangs. We hope you have a wonderful weekend.